Welcome to Toffee TV. Wayne Rooney has left Everton Football Club for a second time. He is going to the MLS, signing for DC United, and he should make his debut when they move into their new stadium, the Audi Arena, I presume, in July. Thoughts, Baz?
A bit disappointed. Just a bit, not majorly. I'd have liked it to have. I'd have liked them to have been back a couple of years ago when he still had a bit more. But I still think it was a decent decision to bring him back, because he finished our top goal scorer last season. He gave us probably the best memories of the season, really. The hat trick against West Ham, the goal. Well, first day the header against Stoke to win the game. Scored at City, which I think was that picture. Hat trick against West Ham, goal from his own half, and then obviously the penalty at Anfield. I think he started the season well, and then had a bit of a misdemeanour, and that curtailed it a little bit, but then he picked it back up. Second half of the season, and under Sam Allardyce, I think, didn't go as well, obviously. So I'm a bit disappointed, but by the same token, like I say,
and we've had a month or so to get sort of used to this idea, haven't we? Where at first we were a bit like, oh, we can't sell him, and then I think more the idea comes in, and you start thinking, about what the new manager wants. Then you sort of get used to the idea. I sat here, 12 months ago, and said I wanted to see him back. I wanted to see what happened. I wouldn't want us never to have got him back and being on what if, that kind of thing. I'm delighted we got him back. I'm delighted that he scored on his debut, that he got to score, a goal at Anfield in front of the Everton fans. I'm delighted that he got his hat-trick and he scored such a memorable goal in that performance. It's, I've said before, I don't think he was used effectively in the second half of the season. I think when he was playing in that deeper role, I think he did a lot better when Sigurdsson was in the team, even though we were told they couldn't play together. When Sigurdsson went out the team, I felt like more responsibility was put on his shoulders to create, and I think that didn't help him. I think with Sigurdsson in the room, in the team, I think that took a lot off him, where he could just play that role and could just spray the passes and just be. It's like, you look at someone like Paul Scholes in his last couple of seasons, or even when he come back from retirement, he had so much talent in the team that he wasn't like the major cog in it. He was just one of the cogs. And I think when Rooney and when Sigurdsson were playing well, both of them, they bounced off each other. And I think when Sigurdsson went out the team, suddenly there was no creativity in that midfield. It was all put onto Wayne Rooney, and he just couldn't carry the team the way he wanted to with his legs. So I think that did for him. I also think that he was spread too thin over towards the end of the season, where I think if Sam Allardyce had said, listen, in some games we're going to play 90 minutes, you'll be fully recharged. But he didn't. He played in like 60 minutes every game. I just don't think that got enough out of him. What I will say as well, though, and I know you skipped over it, but the situation with him and how he got, when he got banned for driving, I think that had a big part to play on not only his mental state, but also how the club used him. Because let's not mess around here, right? He came back, they would have looked at him and gone, PR, this is fantastic. We are bringing back one of the most well-known footballers on the planet. Let's be honest, it's why an MLS team wants him. He is a major name in football. He was on the front covers of FIFA for years. He's got, listen, whether this carries weight with some people or not, he's got, in Twitter followers, one of the highest Twitter followings in the world of a sports person, right? These things carry weight. Commercially, it's a big thing, and I think the moment that happened, it was like the club had to go, okay, we need to take a step back on this. I think all those things are big things, and for him mentally, what he did or didn't do around that time, there was talk of having to leave leaving home or all those things would have played a part in mentally for him, and I think that lost us key ground that we couldn't really make up for. So I don't think that helped, but I'm really glad that he came back. I'm used to the idea now that he's leaving, and I think if he doesn't fit into the plans of the new manager, there's no point dragging it out. Just cut your losses and say it's time to move on.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of that. You're right, he got him back, we generated mass interest for him coming home, and he scored the goal and all that, but once that misdemeanour happened, it set everyone back. People who were prepared to go, well, alright then, let's see how it goes, we're back on the case. The club did have to strip back what it planned to do, probably commercially, with him, because he wasn't in the right place. I think he also, at that time, the start was hard, so the team didn't get into any rhythm. I think Ronald Koeman lost his way very quickly, and didn't know what to do with him as well. And there was just everything was spinning out of control almost at that time, and then David Unsworth come in, and it just all was a bit of a mess. But through that, he was probably the shining light.
Yeah.
Because he scored important goals, won us the game up at Newcastle. Yeah. Scored against Swansea. The goal at Anfield. So he did pull us through some tough times as well with his goals. But like you say, the shine had been taken off for a bit. I think the second half of the season, I think if we'd have used him properly again, I think it was Key who played next to him. I think when Garner was next to him, he was a lot better. And Tom Davis, or when Gylfi was in there, when Schneiderlin come back into the team, the two of them just aren't quick enough to lock down a midfield. And so when teams passed it round us, he was exposed more than what he needed to be really. And it just kind of got, his effect on games got less and less and less.
And then in those games he tried too hard and tried passes that weighing on and loses the ball, and then because he was losing his ball in dangerous areas, he wasn't quick enough to turn and get, and all those things started playing a part. I think the most important thing for Wayne Rooney was last season is that he just wants to be the player he was 5 years ago, and he's not, and it didn't sink in over the season.
It's horrible. Well,
of course it is.
You're a footballer at any level, never mind him who's been one of the best in the world. When you're a footballer at any level and your legs start to slow down a bit and you're up against fast people, the frustration is that you can't do what you needed to do. When that's your club and you wanted to do it, and your kids are in the crowd and you want to make them proud, and your dad, and you want to prove people wrong, and it's not happening. Also, I don't think he got on well enough with Sam Allardyce. I think they had a bit of a public spat or a falling out. You could see when he was subbed, swearing and throwing things and not being happy. I don't think he was pleased with that. So all of it rolled into having a diminishing effect on his game, and that coupled with probably where everyone was feeling as well. I think he felt it as well.
I think, if he hadn't already, this move will mean he'll have accepted himself. He's been given time now to
come to terms.
Listen. Players in their own heads have plans, of where they want to go. He wanted to spend 2 years at Everton, maybe a third, do his coaching badges, an accelerated coaching badge route through the FA, and then come back as an Everton coach. That's what he wanted to do, and that's been taken off him. But you know what? Plans don't always go to plan. Tim Howard wanted to still be the Everton goalie. He wanted to retire in May and be playing in the World Cup for America now, and then retire from football. It didn't happen. You know what I mean? It gets taken out.
Well, you still come back as a coach.
Well, no, I know. What you think you can do in your head, and what really the reality are maybe two different things. Seen something a couple of yesterday saying Steven Gerrard regrets not playing another year at Liverpool. And then I've got LA Galaxy fans saying to me, hang on, we watched it that year, you weren't very good for us, so you know, it's what you think in your head. And even after the fact, going back and going, you know, sometimes I sit there and go, I could still get out there and do it. And then you get out there, or, you know, and you go, no, my legs are just not. I mean, like, it's not in me. You know, it's what you think in your head and what the reality is.
Because in your head, you just remember what it was like when you could cope with the stuff, and he'll remember what it was like scoring them goals, Champions League final goals and FA Cup goals and all of that. He'll remember all of that, you know what I mean? He'll winning league titles, scoring for England. And in his head, he'll be thinking, I can still do it.
I suppose mentally, that's a big thing for a footballer. Some footballers deal with it really well. Someone like Gary Neville just went, I can't cope, packed up halfway through a season and just went, I'm finished, I'm done, and just went, right, next thing. Some players don't. Some players eke it out for as long as they can. Some players will have gone down the divisions. I suppose going to MLS now is a way of doing it in a nice way, you know, which has been shown from people like Frank Lampard and Gerrard recently, and now Rooney. Although it doesn't happen as much in MLS because MLS are getting away from that and trying to get away from that. They're trying to bring in younger players, so it's going to be an interesting one for Wayne Rooney. DC United, a team that who one of the most successful teams early on in MLS, have sort of not been very good recently, but they're looking for a new lease of life in a new stadium, hoping to bring back the glory days, and hoping that someone like Wayne Rooney can come in, they can fill the team around them with pace, youth, get him in the side to pull the strings. Listen, they'll probably play him up front. They'll give him a position that he'll want to be in, a number 10 which can just float around the pitch, pull the strings, and it might well work for him. He's going to have to work hard. He's going to have to be fit. He's going to have to tolerate different conditions. Although playing on the Eastern Seaboard would help him a lot, because it's playing in the East Division is a lot easier than playing in the West Division. But we can only wish him success, and we'll be following him and hope that he's doing really well, and it might give us an excuse to go over and maybe get an interview off him in
the only way you get one.
Yeah. So
I hope he smashes it. I hope he goes there and tears it up for him. Do you know what I mean? And to prove that he can still do it at a level that he's happy with. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, I think, like you say, if Marcel Brands and Marco Silva have made that decision, fair play. Yeah. They've looked at it and gone, he's a great footballer, but he's not going to fit into what we're doing. I've got no problem with that. They've made a decision, so you hold your hand up and go, that's the route we're going in. For him, it will be a bitter pill to swallow, because he will have wanted the new manager to turn around to him and go, yeah, we want you, you know, we want to use you, and we want you to be this thing at Everton and all that. I need to be made up with that, but it hasn't happened, and you've got to...
Will you be happy to welcome him back for a third time in a coaching role?
100%. I don't think you can... Me personally, I don't think you can let that kind of experience go and slip through the net. I think he's that big a name that kids have been like delighted to be working with him. I think he's an Evertonian, we know that. So I think if you've got those people around the club, winners, which is what he is, then why would you let that slip through your net?
Yeah, pass on all that experience to the next crop of kids.
And want them to do, want to produce players for Everton Football Club. To me, it's a no-brainer, but, again, it's all about timings and everything else. But if Everton have said, and they have, there's a coaching position for them. And this is something I think that will happen, or Marcel Brands will want to happen. It happens at Ajax, it happens at PSV, it's happened, they've done it at PSV, brought people in and they just go through. Ajax do it. It's a Dutch way. Have those players around you, and especially you've got someone who's won everything in the game at club level. He's won. So why wouldn't you want to use that experience? Yeah, and obviously you mentioned the Dutch model. Emotionally, it's very much different, isn't it? Because they let the players go freely, and there's no sort of there's nothing from the fans. They go and they come back, and you've just seen the likes of Dirk Kuyt finish his career back where he started. Van Persie's over there, and as you mentioned, the Dutch players, the likes of John Heitinga are back there. They're all back
So yeah, it's an interesting parallel. They seem to take emotion out of it and to actually take great respect by the fact that they've produced players that move on. We're different because obviously we see ourselves differently, but I would like the door for him to be open to come back and, as you just said, pass on all that experience to the next crop. And you know what? He'll want to be managing in a few years as well.
He will.
Yeah, he's got that inside him. So we'll wait and see. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you happy that Wayne Rooney has been moved on, or would you have liked to see him get another year out of him and maybe just use him sparingly? But I think as a player he doesn't really want that. He wants to play football. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you later.